Hope everybody's doing great. Let me get this tweeted out here, so I'm going to join in 1 second. Do, 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 do. So you got that there, and where's my live stream links there? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So good stuff there. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and is having a blessed Easter here as
Beautiful.
we head into
Beautiful, beautiful,
a
beautiful.
Sunday night here
So,
with Paul
so
with
good
Algo
stuff there. All
302 for the
right.
weekly wave analysis show, riding the waves with John and Paul. Paul, are you out there?
Hey, yeah, what's up, John? How's it going, people?
Awesome. Good to hear from you. How's the weather out in Colorado?
We have a sunny day and the snow is melting.
The snow is melting. That's what I'm talking about. Cool. Can we get a sound check out there? Everybody hear me talking to Paul out there just now? Quick sound check, Paul.
How's
Paul.
Hey, how's it going out there? Got some good counts for tonight.
Oh, I got some different ones tonight too. I think you guys are gonna like that as well. I can't wait to see how they play out this week. I'm really excited about it. So good stuff there. Well, I'm gonna assume the sound is okay. So let's get going. So good stuff, guys. Oh, Reed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. You're the best. Good stuff. Hope you had a great weekend too. So good stuff. All right. Well, like we said, guys, we're getting started here tonight on the Elliott Wave Show. We're gonna be talking a little bit about the guideline of alternation. So really cool stuff. Before we do that, let me get this pulled up here. Let's get the disclaimer pulled up here. So everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Do 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 do. Do. Awesome. Good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look and see where we left off last week with the SPX, and then we're gonna take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we'll turn it over to Paul, and he's gonna show us a couple cool perspectives on the guideline of alternation. It'll be really cool. And then he'll show some charts that he's looking at going into this week, and then I'll show some charts I'm looking at too with some Elliott wave counts. And then if there's time left over, we'll take some questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX guys started a fresh month and a fresh quarter last week too. So we have 1 day into it, right? So we had the first. We were off on Friday, right, for Good Friday. The futures are open for a little bit on Friday, and so we got a little bit of action off of that, but not too much. But anyway, guys, we broke 4,000 on the SPX here. Monthly chart, upper Bollinger Band here, starting to work its way up here. We got a little bit of work to do if we want to continue to ride in that band up. But again, nice strong month in March, right? So beautiful stuff there. Weekly chart again got some follow through here. We had that dark, that red candle right here, spinning top. It looked like we were going to break down, and they were like, nope, still working its way off of this reversal doji here on the weekly chart, and we still have not gotten overbought yet on the weekly RSI as we continue to grind up in this market. So wild stuff there. Let's take a look at pull this over here. Let's take a look at the daily chart and see how things are looking here. So it's gonna be a little bit messy because we got the Elliott wave counts on here. So what I'm gonna do is just basically to show the basics right here. We bounced off the cloud, right? So about a week ago, right? And then we got a little bit of a pause right here, and then we started to work our way back up. So there's a couple counts out there. There's a couple Elliott wave counts out there. The one that I was kind of looking at going into this weekend that would be easier for us, right? Is a pullback, right? Because we've had a nice move up right here. So the way we kind of counted this is you kind of have this 1-2 right here, right? And then you have this 3, which had an ending diagonal to finish the wave 3, and then you have this wave 4, which pulled back perfectly to the 382, which is common, right, for a wave 4. And then it looks like you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, no overlap, 5, right? So it looks like wave 5 might be done. However, when we look at the futures, we'll see they're up a little bit right here, and this may not be done. And there could be a couple theories behind that. It could be that wave 5 is just extended, and we would just continue to work our way up. But what I'm saying here is if this is the end, right, of the wave 5, then that's the wave. That's the first wave up. So we would say that's wave 1, and then we would just look for an ABC down for a possible 618 retrace. And what I love about this is that this 618 right here is a double 618, right? It's a cluster here from the high, and also from this wave up right here as well, from the wave 2 to the wave 3, right? So it was pretty cool right there that we had a nice little cluster on the 618 right there. So let's see how it goes going into this week. There is an alt count on this, and I'm sure Paul will probably show his perspective on that too. But just one right here is that really this could have just been wave 1 up right here, and this could have been a small wave 2, right? And we could just be working at wave 3, and this thing could just be 3, 4, 5, and just keep on going however high it wants to go, right? So that's the irrational exuberant bullish count. So, but we've been
Right.
irrationally exuberant ever since the Corona crash recovery bounce, right? So as we continue to work our way up there, so good stuff. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see what we're doing here tonight. Okay, so we're up another 20 points after 20 points on the vacation day. So pretty cool stuff there. Well, actually, it looks like it's just kind of just chopping around right here. I'm not sure exactly how they calculated. They might have done it from the settlement. So anyway, we're kind of chopping around here, but we are up 20 points. So I don't think they really calculated that. I think we're 20 points from Friday. So yeah, because 21.14, about 20-ish, right? So 20, yeah, so it's close to about 20 points. So anyway, good stuff right there. So we're kind of chopping right here. But again, look at this. Look at this wave, just incredible. So I wouldn't be surprised now if this were a wave 4. This is kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's getting really tight in this range. So this might on the futures turn into a triangle here overnight, and then who knows? It'll break up, and then we'll see a larger wave 5 up. I mean, this wave is just incredible. So we'll see how that goes here. But guys, without further ado, let's get to the topic for tonight on Elliott Wave. We're going to be talking about the guideline of alternation. We've got Paul joining us, Algo382, Elliott Waver extraordinaire, and in charge, large and in charge of our Discord Elliott Wave channel in our group. So anybody who's not in the group and wants to bounce some ideas off intraday off of a great Elliotician, Paul's in that group right there, and links are in the description on our website if you want to join there. So without further ado, let me get this transferred over to Paul, and so we can talk about the guideline of alternation.
Right on. Hey, thanks, John. Yeah, we're just going to look at wave twos and wave fours. Usually they're a little bit different. And the key phrase we're going to focus on is sounds kind of complicated, but what you do in price or what you don't do in price, you do in time. And what you don't do in time, you do in price. So basically, let's look at this impulse right here. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can see wave 2 is right here. And then we have a wave 4 right up here. And you can see wave 2 was pretty fast. There was a lot of change in price, but very little time. And then we go to wave 4, there was a lot of time, but very little price.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's where it comes in. What you don't do in price, you do in time, and that would be wave 4. And then this is the opposite, wave 2. A lot of time, a lot of price, but little time.
Exactly. I love that. And one of the cool things is when we've been talking about Fibonacci's too in the past, right? So I mean the common wave 2 pullback is a 618, right? So that's
Yeah,
usually like a nice big retrace, and then wave 4 is typically a 382, right? And so that
yep.
kind of shows you a little bit of alternation right there, just in that, right? So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, wave twos are typically the ABC zigzags a lot deeper and a lot faster, and then the wave fours are usually drawn out to be longer.
Yeah, and a lot of wave 4 can be a triangle too.
Exactly, yeah, triangle. Here's an opposite example, but here we have JKS, we have a ABC, so we have this 5-wave move down for C, and we can see for wave 2, bring this out here, here's wave 2. We had a lot of time, but not that much change in price. And then we come down to this wave 4, and we got a really deep correction with very little time, but a lot of price. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a nice alternation there. If you get a long wave 2 like this, you can anticipate this and get your counts going a little smoother.
It really
You're
does
looking
help a
at
lot.
it.
Again, it's a guideline. It's not an Elliott Wave rule, but
Right.
it's a really helpful guideline.
Yeah. Doesn't happen all the time, but when you see it, you see it. Let's see what we got for Facebook here. Facebook
Facebook
30.
getting close to all-time highs.
All right. Go to 30 minutes here. Okay, so for Facebook, we had this impulse of wave 1 up in blue. We're going to look at the wave 2 here. Let's see, wave 2. Really deep correction, probably an ABC, really fast, didn't take very much time. And then we go to the wave 4.
Love it. Just a blah.
Yeah, and you can see wave 4 took a lot of time, but not that much price. And wave 2, a lot of price, but very little time. It looks like maybe a third of the time of wave 4.
Wow. And then boom, wave 5. Nice.
Yep.
That's epic. What a great count on that one too, because Facebook had just amazing. It kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it gave that first push, and then it looked like it was just blah, and then it's like, oh, okay, just kidding. It's here we go, nice buy wave up. There we go.
yeah. And then so we'll get our wave one. Maybe we'll get a wave two retrace down a little bit, and then boom tomorrow. So let's
That'd
see.
be
How
pretty
about
epic.
you?
I mean, it's really not that far from all time highs.
Yeah. And the futures are up, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so looks like I already got this one out here. This is UAL.
UAL.
UAL. Let me go to 30. Okay, so for UAL, we have this wave one up, and here's wave two, a really deep, fast wave two, probably an ABC zigzag. And then we go up in 5 waves to wave three. And you can see wave four took a lot of time, but didn't change that much in price. So perfect
Nice.
alternation there. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. And then let's see one more. I think I got something on SPY here since we're talking about SPY.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get going for SPY. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So for SPY, let me go to the 15 minute.
How's your count looking for SPY here? Is it are you kind of leaning just on the super bullish count, or are you looking for my wave two pullback?
I'm pretty bullish. I actually had this as a 3-4 triangle, but I recently changed it to an ABC 1-2 versus a three
Yep.
four because this wave one just counts so
I
perfect.
know exactly, exactly. And then they
It
got
counts like perfect 5 waves up. So I had an ABC wave two,
yep.
and then we have this 1-2-1-2 count. So I think we're going up in an impulse. I'm really bullish on all the indexes.
I got you. Yeah, you got the same count on that one that I do too. So my only other one is that maybe, just maybe, that's the end of it. Like, and then we'll see a big ABC correction. But again, with the futures up right now, that's gonna be hard to believe. So
Yeah, and this played out perfect. We had the wave one, and then we had a quick wave two,
yeah,
very hardly any time, but wave three, you could see it's like this is probably an ABC expanded flat. We had ABC, and it took a lot of time.
this does make it harder. That does make it harder to trade because I usually, when I look for a wave two pullback, I look for a nice, ABC 618, and then when you get that short one, it's always tough to get a count in there, and then it's just like by the time wave four is done, it's like, oh, there we are.
Yeah, yeah, and but that's pretty much it. So that's the theory of alternation, right? There you go.
That's awesome. Great stuff. That's really, really helpful. And anybody who's out there who's learning Elliott Wave, that's just a great tool to add to your toolkit to be able to evaluate your charts and put your counts on there. So really, really great stuff. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for sharing that. That's fantastic.
Sure, you got
So
it.
good. So that being said, I've got a couple Elliott Wave counts on the radar too going into this week as well. So let's take a look at these real quick, and then we'll see if we've got any chart questions out there. So the first one is Disney. So
There we go, Disney.
you guys hear me? Okay, hold on. Sorry. Paul, you there? Hello, hello.
Yep, yep.
Okay, good. Sorry
I'm
about that.
here.
Yeah, sorry,
I got you.
my microphone just got hit there. Okay, cool. So good. Yeah. So let's take a look at Disney. So what's going on with Disney here? So Disney is actually in a trend box, right? So it recently broke down below this trend line here, but it got really, really tight in this range, and it looks like it might be gearing up for another move up to try to get back over the upper trend line and try to make a push. So why do I like Disney so much? I mean, just in terms of its count. I mean, I really like how it's kind of got this, this 1, 2, kind of 3, 4-ish, type move, and it looks like it's working on a 1, 2 right here within this last count. So I think we should keep an eye on this last move up. I think we should keep an eye on Disney right here since it got into the trend box, and just see how it holds these levels. It's basically right off the not quite the 618, but it's starting to gear up in here, right? And you can see a couple little sub Fibonacci's in here right off of the golden zone. So let's see if Disney can get moving here this week. Another one that's on the radar here too is Baba. There's been some amazing charts in our group from our harmonics traders on this one, looking for a potential bullish move. Excuse me. And but one of the things I like here is there is the potential that this one might have a little more downside. And what I'm looking for here is I'm actually going to the weekly chart on this one. So we had an inside week last week, right, which puts us at the with an upper shadow off of the weekly cloud, right? So if we end up breaking down below this weekly low, we could see a little more downside to possibly finish wave C of 4. And let me show you what I'm talking about here on the weekly chart. So this is pretty interesting stuff, right? So what I like about this is that the that wave 4, right, is still basically hanging on right here to this this potential move, right? This basically I don't think the high right here is 211.70, and the low here is 211.23. So we did get a little bit of overlap right there off this wave 1 to wave 4. But just looking at this wave right here, it looks like kind of this, this zigzagish type move. You kind of have this impulsive move down, another retrace right here. So it looks like there might be a little more move. This count may be off a little bit. It's probably like probably on the weekly chart, it's probably your wave 1 down here, and then this is kind of more of like a just this huge wave 3, and then you got this A, B, C. So just kind of keep an eye on it right here. See how it handles that inside week. See if it takes it down a little bit there. And if it does give a symmetrical move down, just FYI here on Baba, I'm not saying it's got a little bit of downside, but it could push even farther, right? So let's just take a look here, activate this, and just kind of show it here. So, I mean, this could pull back to this support level right here around 170. So a lot of folks are hoping not, thinking that maybe it'll hold this 210, this 211 area, and then get bouncing. But just kind of keep an eye on it, see how it handles that inside week range. So good stuff there. And the other one that's on the radar here this week is LVS. So LVS is looking kind of interesting. I recently had an impulsive push up right here, so I kind of want to dig in here and analyze that a little bit closer. So one of the things that I like about this, if you go to the hourly time frame here, you can see it a little bit clearer. And I used Paul's Fibonacci lecture that we, not too long ago, and came up. These are pretty exact calculations here for extensions. So just kind of looking at this, I like this this impulsive wave 1 up 2, kind of a little A, B, C pullback, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2, right? You kind of this finish wave 3, and then you can see a very nice A, B, C type formation right here. And so to me, this looks like this last push up here could be a potential 1, 2, and we could be in the middle of a wave 3, right? So just kind of keep an eye on it, see how we handle the 64, 40 level, and then a little bit of a pullback here is possible here to 62, and then we can see if we finish wave 5 up here on 65. So see how that ends up playing out this week. Again, this is this is on the hourly chart, so just kind of keep it on the radar and see how it goes here this week. I kind of was liking the wave count. I like the impulsive move. I like the close over the ADMA. So just one that's on the radar going into this week, Elliott wave wise. So good stuff. All right. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point now, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, let's see. We'll try to get through as many as we can, and then we'll wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff there. Let me run through these and see what we got. So Shirley sent a few in via email. So we've got FANG, AMAT, or DVN. Paul, have you looked at any of those recently?
Nope, none of those.
None of those. Okay, so AMAT, let's take a look here. This has been a really super duper popular name, just in terms of the metals and all that stuff. This has been a wild mover. A huge push up right here. It's hard to get involved now, right? You could definitely see you have this, very nice. You could probably call this like a wave 1 here. You definitely see you see your A here, right? Your A, right? Your B, right? Here's your C, wave 2. Right, you got that there, and then you got this impulsive wave up, right? So you've got this kind of 1, 2, right? Possibly 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Type thing, and it could be finishing up with an ending diagonal there for the end, the sub wave 5 of wave 3. But this is looking pretty extended right here, so I would just keep an eye on it and see how it goes, and then we'll look for see if there's a viable dip in here for like a wave 4 pullback over the next month or so, and see if AMAT's ready to go. But just epic. I mean, almost vertical here recently. So it's a good find on that one, and another one too that you mentioned here as well. DVN. This actually came up on my scans, my weekend charting as well. Let me get that pulled up here in a second. Give me 1 second here. So you got AMAT and then DVN. Let's take a look at that one. So DVN. Okay, so a couple of the energy names have been pretty strong recently here as well, right? So this is very similar. I kind of gave this nice big push up right here. Is your wave 1, right? You kind of here's your A, right? Your B, right? Your C, wave 2. Right, and then boom, this looks like it could be part of, finishing up kind of a wave 3 up here. This looks like it's a little bit earlier than the AMAT name, right? So this looks like an A, right, because we clearly pushed above it, right? So just kind of see how it handles B, right, C, and then this is a pretty big wave 2, right? So maybe we'll get a shorter wave 4, and then, or if this turned into a short wave 4, watch out for a longer wave 5, and then we'll see if this thing can go up right here. But looks like it's working on wave B right now. That's a tough wave to trade. So good stuff. All right, Shirley, I appreciate it. I hope you're doing great out there. Fabio, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. BNGO. And Bingo was his name. Oh, Paul, do you have Bingo on your radar?
BNGO. Yeah, I have a BNGO. I can put it on.
Let me get this transferred over here. There you go.
Take a shot at it on weight basis here.
Sure.
All right, so for BNGO, it's looking like we had a wave 1 up, and this is a wave 2 down. And I would probably want to change this count a little bit. So I'm going to pull a wave 2 over here. I think we're going 1, 2, and this is probably the start of wave 3 up from here.
Oh, nice. Fabio will like that. I love it. Good stuff right there. Awesome. So good stuff. Appreciate it, Fabio. Reed, thank you so much for the sound check. Ollie, howdy. How you doing? Hope you're doing great. Samar, what's happening? So you've got MRVL, QCOM, and MOS.
I have MRVL.
You got MRVL? Sweet.
Yep. Okay, MRVL, we have a really bullish count here. We have a wave 1 up, wave 2 down, and I can see wave 2's retracing about 50%, and then we have a wave 1 up, and it's retracing almost to the 618. So I'm pretty bullish on MRVL. I think we're in a wave 3 up right now.
Sweet, that's great. This is another semiconductor name, and there was a little bit of flow last week into the semis, so we'll see if they can stay strong here and help lead the market. We can get that rotation going on these. So good stuff there. Nice find there. Appreciate it, Samar. Good stuff. Brett, what's going on? Good to see you. Just saying you appreciate all that that Paul and I do. I love it. The morning reports are routine for you. Keep rocking it. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, guys. So anybody who's not part of our group, right, you can still subscribe to our bubble report in the morning, which is a fantastic report. Paul puts out 2 fresh wave counts each morning for subscribers that looks like they're setting up and getting ready for an Elliott wave move. A few of them, have really been pretty incredible. We had DKNG the other day with a great move, and a couple other amazing, really kind of really strong feel for the market, which is really, really good stuff. And possibly this week we might be adding one more section to the bubble report. We're basically looking, I might be adding something where looking for something that's really, that just kind of looks like it's getting really tight and getting ready to move. I might start experimenting with that in the report as well, and just kind of put some levels out there to be like, hey, if you're not in our group and in our Discord, hey, if it closes over this level strong, we're going to look for it to go here, like for instance. So that's a little something we're playing with there too. So good stuff. And again, you guys, that's at thebubblereport.com. If you're not in our group, you can definitely check that out, and also check the links here in the description. So good stuff there too. So good. So M King, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, let's take a look at SPCE.
SPCE, I got that one loaded up right here. We had a wave 2 down in blue, and then a wave 1 up, and a wave 2 down. Wave 2 ended right around the 618 in the golden zone. So I think it's real possible we could get a good wave 3 up this week for space. So I'm bullish on space.
Nice, I love it. Good stuff there. And how about PLTR? A lot of people ask about that name, and it's they're
didn't they get a new contract or something?
I mean they're a profitable company, and they do good, they do business and stuff, and Kathy's buying them and all that stuff. So
it's going up for sure then.
Yeah, eventually. You know what I think? I think her strategy is she doesn't care if she likes the company and what they do. I think she just waits for it, because sometimes you look at it like, why are you buying it when it's going down like this? I think she just buys it on any red day. It's red, cool, it's a deal, it's a bargain, buy it.
Yeah, there you go.
Then eventually, she's got a 5-year plan. Eventually, it's going to go up. So she just looks for red days to buy it. Why buy it if you got a 5-year plan and you have this? She's probably got some matrix on this stuff where it's like, bullish into 5 years. Just buy the red days.
Yeah, buy when it's on sale.
Yeah,
sure.
That's pretty wild.
But PLTR, this has been on everyone's radar for a long time, and this wave 2 took a lot longer than everybody thought. But it looks like it's in. We have wave 2 all the way down to the 887, which is pretty darn low. And I have us going up in an impulse straight up. It looks like we're just finishing wave 1 of wave 3. So we'll have to watch and see how the price action is, but definitely bullish on PLTR.
Nice. Good finds, M King. Really appreciate it. Then Nash, what's going on? Good to see you. So, Paul, have you done WWE?
No, I don't. Let me bring it up on Wave Basis.
Yeah, they had I think something. What did they had some news the other day that was pretty big? Or I can't remember what the news was.
WWE.
Yeah, it's World Wrestling. I can't remember what. It was like a deal with DraftKings or something like that. I'm like, what? You guys are gonna do gambling on the most fixed sport that's out there?
With DK and G. Oh my gosh.
How can you bet on who's gonna win in WWE? Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that would be an easy bet, I guess, for some people. But we have an impulse up here. We got a nice wave 3, and you can see it breaks into 5 waves right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This wave 4 retrace right to the 382, which is real common for a wave 4. So we could get a wave 5 up next week for WWE. Looks bullish.
Great, good stuff. Austin the Nest, I really appreciate it. Thanks for that too. And Brett, thanks so much again for the positive feedback. And yeah, lots of bull and bear noise there on PLTR for sure. It's just like just give us some clarity. Goodness gracious! But I tell you, Kathy keeps buying those dips. I love it. So Truth, what's going on? Good to see you. You got Microsoft on the radar, Mr. Softy. Let's take a look.
Like MSFT, I got to count on that. MSFT. Okay, MSFT was kind of sideways for a long time, like this whole
Look how
mess in
tough
here.
that name is to trade. I mean, who would, it used to just be such a grinder, and now it's just like, and then it got impulsive for a while. Now it's just like, what is this?
Yeah, so we were side. Some people were asking me about it, and I was like, well, it just looks sideways for now. But we had this breakout through the ADMA off the 618. So this is a really good sign that we started a wave up here, an impulse up. So I think I'm bullish on Microsoft for sure.
Nice. Yeah, they just had a big army contract the other day too. It was definitely on the radar, but I mean, incredible stuff. And then how about Square? Let's take a look at that. I know a lot of
Square.
folks.
I was just looking at Square today, and there's a sneaky triangle in here. Let's see.
Look at that. I see
Yeah,
it
we had this wave three up, and then we had an A, B, C, D. We might get a little pullback, and then we're off in wave five.
for Square. Nice. Square's a tricky name too, but that would be an interesting count. Good stuff.
Yep.
Reed's got ENPH.
I don't have that
No
one.
ENPH. Let's take a look. Reed's also got Bitcoin. I'll pull up ENPH there. Let me take a look at this one here, and then you can do
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
I'll do
Let's see. So we
Bitcoin.
got ENPH. Let's see.
Yeah,
Oof.
we love
ENPH had a rough
Bitcoin.
day on Friday. But let's see here. Reed, it looks like this looks like it lasted an impulsive wave up here, right? And we're in kind of the middle of this blah pullback, right? So this is kind of tough. This sort of looks like an A, B, C ish type move. It could be working on a 1-2 on this one, right? So if you put your A here, right? Expanded flat B here, right? Wave C, right? And then you got this one, right? You can see a nice ABC in here. A, B, C two. Two. It looks like a 1-2-1-2, right? You kind of have this 1-2-1-2, and then it's kind of working on wave three, right? So this still could be like three, right? Four, maybe bounce off the ADMA and then get going through the cloud right here. So keep an eye on it. Had a rough day on Friday, but could be interesting. Good find on ENPH, Reed. I really appreciate it. Good stuff. And then Paul's got, I think, pretty sure Truth. Yeah, our pleasure. Yeah. So Reed's got Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I'm ready for this pullback. What I have is doing, we had a 1-2, and this is a real clear zigzag ABC. It's a 5-3-5. So we finished wave two, and then we had this wave one up, which is, I also feel confident is a wave one because we ended with an ending diagonal here with this overlapping wave count. So we had a wave one. I think we're going to do a wave two, probably down to the 618, probably
Nice.
something like an A, B, C. And if we hit the 618, I'm a buyer for sure.
Nice. I love it. Good find on Bitcoin. Thanks, Reed. I appreciate it. Good stuff right there. Asperger, what's going on? CCL. Paul talked about that a little bit earlier. No, you talked about UAL earlier.
Yeah, UA. I don't have
You
CCL.
don't have CCL. Interesting.
Actually, I could put it on a wave basis real
Okay, yeah,
quick.
let's pull that one up there. Yeah, no promise.
CCL. Okay. Carnival Cruise Lines. Okay, so what I have for CCL is doesn't look that promising. Looks like we had a wave one up and we're in a wave two down, but this does look like a leading diagonal. So we could have wave two in right here, and we could be starting an impulse up. So let's just keep an eye on it and see if we do get this wave three up here.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, keep an eye on it, see if it goes again. I mean, I think people really need to start like going on cruise shit, like cruises, in order to for this thing to get bullish again. But we'll see. It's kind of hanging in there. So good stuff there. John Turner, what's going on? SSTK, SSTK. Can you do that
Don't
in
have,
wave basis on the
I
SSTK? I
could
don't.
do it. Yeah,
Let's see.
SSTK.
Let's take a
Why
look at
not?
that there.
I usually adjust these counts quite a bit on wave basis, but every once in a while.
Yeah. Oh, Shutterstock.
It
Yeah,
works.
I've seen this one
Let's
in a
see.
while.
Whoa, what a count here. Looks like we had a 1-2, and this is a pretty obvious five-wave move up for one, and then we have a pretty obvious ABC for two. And wave two is retracing between 50 and 61%. So I would say we're going up in an impulse here. I think this looks pretty bullish, just
Cool.
like
Nice.
something like this. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. So bullish. The cruise
Nice.
lines are happening. What do you know?
Nice. And Shutterstock. I love it. Good stuff. And then we got one more for Reed, too. CIDM.
CIDM,
CIDM.
CIDM, CIDM.
Request
This
a common.
looks, I wonder if I've seen this one
I don't
before.
think I've seen it either right there, unless it's a.
CIDM, we had a nice wave one up. You can see wave
Penny
two
name.
goes down all the way to the 786. Then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, probably get a wave five up. It looks bullish.
Nice. Just be careful. It's a penny name, so it could take a long time on that one. So good stuff there. And let's wrap up there, Sebastian. I know exactly how could we not look at Tesla? So
That's
we were waiting for you to tune in to ask about it. I love it. So yeah, what's Tesla up to right here? I've still got it in a trend box, so it's got some work to do. Paul's got an updated count on this one here. Let's take a look.
Tesla's interesting because it could be two different counts here. We have this wave four coming down, and you can count it as an ABC, which lends to a bull count, or you can count this as an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means we could only be doing a zigzag, which would be this would be wave A down. We'll get a wave B up and then a wave C down for the impulse. Or the bullish count is this is wave one up, wave two down, and we're going up in wave three. So actually, either way you look at it,
Either
we
way.
should be going up.
And this is great. Actually, this is a fantastic example, guys, of why we like to trade wave Cs if we have a wave C count, because a lot of times it could be part of a larger impulsive wave. And if it just keeps going, it's even better, you know?
Right.
So that's one of the things I like about wave C. So, because it could turn into a larger impulsive wave if the other count is done. So cool, good stuff, guys. Great, Paul. Thank you so much. There's some awesome charts tonight. Great discussion tonight on the guideline of alternation and the theory of alternation. And Jay's got one more out there here before we wrap up, and then we'll call it a night here. We got Wow on the radar. I think I've done this one recently here for the Nest, but let's take a look here. Yeah. So this one's just getting kind of choppy here at the daily cloud. Right now, it looks like it could be working on an impulsive wave down. We're still below the 80 MA. Last time I put this count up here, this 1, 2, kind of 3. And it's actually starting to look like a wave 4 triangle on the shorter term time frame. So this is very, very possible. So let's take a look here. So you kind of got this A, B, C, D, E. Hold on, A, B, C, D, E, right? So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it, see if it's triangulating right here and getting ready to work on maybe one more push down. And if it breaks down below there, of course, if it breaks above these levels, right, we might see a bullish count on that one. But I still might have a little bit more in it to the downside, right? So it's just something to keep an eye on there, and then we'll see what it tries to do. So good stuff, great find there. And Paul, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Oh yeah, and if you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. And like Reed said, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. Even if you've been here before, and even if you're watching the videos. The recording, we could take a look at, we always appreciate when you guys put the likes on there. And Michael's out there too. You got to tune in. We got a couple requests out there, I think, that were asked through a surrogate on that one there. But Viac is another one. So Viac's looking kind of interesting. But Michael, I'd be a little bit concerned right here. This is definitely an impulsive wave down on Viac. I just think I think it's gonna chop for a while. So I'd be really, really careful, and let's wait until we get like a nice green candle to get out of this choppiness, right? That's the big thing with Viac. But anyway, good stuff, guys. I really appreciate what you're doing. Paul, thanks so much for tuning in. Great job. If you guys like what you see here, definitely look to join our Discord so you can chat with Paul and me during the day. And we love going over Elliott wave counts and also looking at our different strategies throughout the day too. So, and we go live at the open and at the close, and it's a great group. So we'd love to have you again, Paul. Thanks again so much for tuning in.
Hey, you're welcome. Good times. That was a fun show.
Great, and thanks everybody too for the questions and the chart requests. We always appreciate it. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. We'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow. Until then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you.